How's it going, guys? Welcome to this video, Midwest DuckMen. So today, I wanted to get out all my goose decoys. You can see behind me, I have 8 or 10 decoys around my layout blinds, and I want to get all my decoys out today. And well, first of all, make sure they're all okay because we're gonna be doing an urban goose hunt this weekend. So I want to check all my equipment, make sure everything's good to go. Didn't find out five of my decoys are broken. One of my full body field decoys, his head snapped off, and then a few of my floaters don't have heads, period. So always check your equipment before the hunt. Don't get out to the field and be like, oh, I'm missing a dozen heads for 2 dozen geese. It's gonna be kind of funny. But since I got everything out, I wanted to create a small spread of roughly 3 dozen geese for a small early season spread. This can be a super informative video for the new guys, and it'll kind of get me in the mindset of goose hunting. So without further ado, let's kind of explain what we got going on here. You guys want Midwest DuckMen merch? Let us know. We got like 4 or 5 shirt designs. We got some decal designs. It's probably one of my favorite. Got wood, because wood duck's my favorite. But anyway, let's jump right into this video. Okay, so what you're going to need for this setup, I'm going to say 3 to 4 dozen geese. You can do a mix of shells, full bodies, and floaters. The floaters are optional, of course, because floaters, you need water, unless you can get away with hiding them in stubble. I've seen people do that. If you can get away with hiding them in stubble, by all means, use your floaters. But one caveat to this is going to be a dry setup. You can work it with a water setup as well. I would just put my back to water, set up my floaters behind me, and then a bunch of my feeders and my sleepers and whatnot all out in front of me, as you guys can see. I'll get more into how to set the decoys up. But like I said, you're going to need 3 to 4 dozen geese, 1 to 4 layout blinds. I wouldn't go any more than 4 guys hunting. And the reason you only need 3 to 4 dozen is it's early season. They're going to be smaller groups. They're not going to be the big migrating flocks that you're going to get later in the year. So you're going to need 1 to 4 layout blinds and 3 to 4 dozen geese. No spinners, because geese hate spinners. And 1 to 2 flags. I completely forgot what the ducks name them, but it looks like a piece of black cloth, and it looks like a goose landing or a goose flapping his wings. But so I'm going to kind of explain the entire setup, and then I'll go into how to set up each individual area. So to get the full setup, I'm going to have to set the camera up higher, and I'll explain the complete overview, and then we'll go into the details. So let's move the camera. Okay, so I got an elevated platform. I kicked my daughter off of her playground so I could film this. This setup is scaled down to what I would actually do. But you got your main group, you got a group here, you got a group out here, and you got a group here. So what you're trying to do is create a triangle here, and this is your kill zone. This is where you want the geese to land. You want to land in between your 3, I'm going to call them family groups. So your whole goal is to create this triangle of death, right? It's basically the Bermuda Triangle to geese. So you're going to have roughly a dozen here, roughly a dozen there, and roughly a dozen and a half to 2 dozen here around your layout blinds. So from, say, this corner to here, you want 20 to 30 yards of room, right? Of course, this is scaled down. I'm working with a smaller area, so I'm going to scale it down for you guys just a little bit, but 20 to 30 yards in between here and here. You want probably 20 to 30 here to here, and you want 20 to 30 from here to here. So you're creating a nice triangle of death. Well, it'd be like that, triangle of death. Now, each setup is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be the same exact every time you set it up, but I've got a mix of shells and full bodies. Got some alert full bodies. You want a few sleepers, you want a few feeders, and you want some alerts in each group. Now just kind of mix and match where you see fit. So as you guys can see, I've got the 1, 2, and 3 shells, and I've got a few smaller full bodies, and then I got some larger full bodies in there. So just kind of mix and match them, you know. Make them look as natural as possible. If you're goose hunting, I know you've seen how geese kind of loaf around. Just try to mimic that. Now that you guys have kind of seen the complete overview, let's hop down and go through each individual area. So we'll start with this corner here. There's really no, like I said when we were up top, there's really no rhyme or reason to how to set this up. I just kind of, I put my shells, I make kind of a triangle with my shells and then kind of fill everything in between. So you can see you got one here, here, and here, and then I kind of fill the full bodies in as necessary. Of course, this is a bigger goose, that's a bigger goose, and then I have a few smaller ones, and I've got a few bigger ones on that side, but we'll go into more in detail of that side when we get over there. So yeah, just kind of space it out. You don't want them all bunched up, but you don't want them like 20-30 yards apart. I'd probably a 10-yard circle. So if you did a diameter from one side to the other, probably 10 yards. And that's kind of the rule of thumb I would keep to each family group of geese. But make them look as natural as possible. That's the biggest thing, as natural as possible. Because the whole goal is to get the geese in close enough to schwack them in the head. Yeah. Go please. So if you don't have shells, if you only have full bodies, just adjust accordingly. But this would be one family group, like I said, within a 10-yard radius of each other. Don't stack them all, you know, super close to each other, but don't spread them out over a great area. Unless you have more decoys. If you have more decoys, do a bigger family group on each side. But just remember, you're trying to land the geese in the middle. So you have one family group here. Now we're going to go to the center where the blinds are at. Okay. Now we're actually at where you'll be laying or sitting. The ambush point, I guess you could say. So I have more shells around the blinds. Of course, you're gonna want to brush your blinds in. I might do a video on how to brush a blind in. I know it seems simple, but I want to get out videos for the new people. If you're an experienced waterfowler, kudos to you. But there's a lot of guys starting to get into waterfowling. Every year there's new people getting into it. So I know when I first started, I came to YouTube looking for answers, and hopefully I can give the new guys answers. But so I have a lot more shells around my hold on my edges. I have a lot more shells around my blinds because I want this to be more like a resting area. I know when these geese come in, they're going to be more focused on the uprights out in my spread. And I just kind of want them to see this, that a bunch of geese are calm and relaxed around the blind. That you really don't want alert geese around your blinds. You want to make it look like they're peaceful, they're happy, they're doing their thing, you know. That's why I'm going to put more sleepers around my blinds and more of the alert full bodies and uprights out feeding. But I do have a few full bodies around, you know, just keeping it natural. Not all of them are going to be laying down, not all of them are going to be standing up. You're going to want a little bit of a mix. So I've got a few feeders on each side. I think one feeder on each side. And then I've got some alerts, and then I've got some sleepers around. But yeah, this is how I would set up for a small group, or a small setup for geese, for early season goose. That I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. But for the other side, just mimic what you did on the other side. Kind of mix. You want to mimic it, but mix up how you set up the geese. You don't want everything to look like a carbon copy, because there is rarely ever anything repeating in nature. Remember that. But yeah, hopefully I can get some water behind me, so I can throw some loafers out behind me. That'd be amazing. I guess it'll just come down to where I'm going to be hunting. I'm going to be hunting public land and an urban goose hunt. So hopefully you guys found this video informative. If you did find the video informative, let me know down in the comments. Hit the like button if you like these kind of videos. If you didn't like it, hit that dislike button. Tell me what I did wrong down in the comments. Tell me how you would set this up differently down in the comments. Because I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just giving you guys a basis and a kind of template to go off of. If you want to carbon copy mine, carbon copy it. If you want to kind of take my idea and create your own, by all means, do it. It's your world, and I'm just living it. Or whatever Bob Ross said. What did Bob Ross say? I'm gonna have Noah put the quote right here.
Just make up little stories. This is your world, so however you want it.
What Bob Ross actually says. It's a happy little world. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, if you guys like the video, hit the like button. But put you guys' thoughts down in the comments. And as always, guys, hunt smart, hunt safe, and I'll see you guys out in the marsh.